Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a Chewbacca at a Star Wars night event? Well, come along on our adventure and I'll tell you all about it.
Pew pew! Pew pew! Pew pew!
Hello everybody, I'm Caden.
I'm Lindsay.
And we are Adventures of a Stormtrooper, and we're going to tell you all about what it's like to be inside the costume of a Chewbacca and the handler of a Chewbacca, which can be for some easy. For me, I make it very difficult on my handler. So having a good handler is Chewbacca rule number 1. Would you agree?
Yes. You do make it difficult sometimes.
Yes, my multiple personalities. My personality and Chewbacca's we make it very painful. The other thing that we do before I come to an event, Lindsay and I will look over the entire costume and we will make sure this guy is properly groomed. So I just took him out of his head holding carrying case and I make sure it's a windy day, so we're going to apply a little more hairspray today. But we're at a minor league baseball game today, so that's the event. You'll be following us along as we tell you what it's like to costume with the big guy. 1 is you need a good handler. 2 is you need a car that can handle the Wookiee. We have a Prius, but the Prius surprisingly holds all the stuff. We got a big old military bag that holds him, and I got a modified case that I made into a head holding case, and he sits on his mannequin rack here. Well, we named him Harry because, you know, he's got a lot of hair. And we'll show you what Harry looks like without the mask on. But the other thing you need besides your costume, some people do put their head inside their costume bags, but I treat this guy like as if he's my own child. Chewie's a child to me. And he's very expensive, so I treat him like he's gold. But you also need the Wookiee repair kit, which surprisingly has a lot of hair care products in it, but not normal hair care products. And for a Wookiee that has no hair himself, hair care was something that I had to learn through Chewie. This is a wallpaper brush, but when you have 7 feet 3 inches worth of hair to comb, your wife cannot use a little 4-inch brush. She needs like it's a 10-inch wallpaper brush is what it is, but you know, it works for my hair too, and my beard. Then you need a mirror so you can see to make sure your eyes are all in the right place. So Lindsay will show you how I get the Wookiee in place. You need the all-important makeup bag. I'll show you how I put on the black eyes, because around my eyes do show. So instead of, he doesn't have flesh tone, Wookiees have black skin. So we're gonna give the black eye raccoon look like I'm gonna rob a bank type thing. And then, you know, he's got his own gel. Got to Be Glued is a very not good brand for this. He also has Got to Be Glued hairspray. It is not a sponsor, by the way. I just really enjoy this product and I feel like it works well. But that isn't the important part of the hair care. We also have extra hair, so on the latch hooked suit, if I needed to make an emergency repair, I could. You know, duct tape works for everything, so we do have the good old Gorilla Tape to fix the Wookiee. Gorilla Wookiee, close enough. Yeah, and then one side of this is the merch half, so if we have any new members, we can give out merch as well. But we've got our latch hooking stuff. You need a good pair of hair cutting scissors. This is just a regular scissors that you'd use on human hair, but it works really well on Chewbacca's Krylon. You can get them on Amazon for like $9. So that's the first steps of becoming a Chewbacca, is having the right equipment along with you. Alright, to get Chewie ready for a windy day. Wind is not Chewbacca's friend. Wind is a Stormtrooper's friend, which everybody, because it's Adventures of a Stormtrooper is our channel. We do have a Stormtrooper. He requires much less hair care products. Like 0. Chewie's chin likes to get a little wispy, so I just add an extra layer for windy days. Keeps the Wookiee hair in check. But if you've seen the really cool shirt on Amazon, messy hair, don't care, that's not true for this Wookiee. We care. We want to look good. We're all about looking good. We're a little bit of a diva, drama king situation. We always like to look our best. I'll even give them a little bit in the back here so they don't fly away too much today. Actually, he looks pretty good. I gave him a good gel job a couple weeks ago, and it seems to be holding very well so far. So he is all ready to get his hair out of his nose. He likes to get a little hairy on his nose there. Just get all the free hairs. There we go. He looks pretty good. And the best part is, as long as you know where the wind direction is coming from, you can kind of hide around building corners, and he looks better in pictures without the blowing hair situation, like a Baywatch. Alright, so I like to lay down a eyeliner all the way around the eye, right next to the eye, so I don't get the cream makeup in or close to the eyes, because it does run when you get hot. So I do eyeliner, cream makeup, then we set the cream maker with setting powder. And Melron is a stage makeup set powder, so it's just like in the theater under the hot lights, so it keeps the makeup from running. But before you do all that, you do a little skin prep to make sure all the oil and grease is off your skin, and it'll help the makeup adhere to your skin. So that's what we're gonna do. Now that we've finished all that, I did forget to explain that I use mascara, because the set powder, the white powder, gets into my eyelashes and it turns my eyelashes white. So I kind of use the mascara to both get the cream makeup out of my eyelashes and to get the white set powder so they're black, so they blend in. But the most important part about this look, so you can walk into society that like this before you get the rest of the costume on, is you need a good pair of sunglasses to cover up your dirty work. Because sometimes I do this when we don't have a lot of time before we get here. But today we got here nice and early because I had to drive down here today, so I could do it before the game or before we get in. Because when you load in with everybody, you know, you get talking and you don't want to do the makeup. It takes me about 6.5 minutes to do the makeup, so I just have to get a little bit early. But a lot of times I'll do it in the car if Lindsay's driving, but she's hurt her shoulder, so she can't drive right now. So I'll do it in the passenger seat while we're on our way down. But sometimes we make a potty stop afterwards, hence you need a good pair of sunglasses to cover it up. And you have to make sure, like today I got a little low on the left side, or the right side, so lessons to learn, so people don't look at you weird. Also, another important pre-trooping tip advice is hydrate. Ignore the caffeine in the bin. We're talking about get you some Powerade electrolytes, Gatorade. I usually do a lot of liquid IV, but I had my pre-liquid IV beforehand, and then you save the caffeine for afterwards because that'll dehydrate you. But you want to make sure you pre-hydrate, because in Chewbacca you sweat a lot. You got the fur, then you got the hockey pads underneath. That's a lot to take in, so you want to make sure you pre-hydrate well before you get in. Also, pro tip as a husband, you make sure you bring your handler wife caffeine. You need to hydrate as the Wookiee. She needs to caffeinate so she doesn't murder you.
Usually Celsius or Alani. One of the two.
Yeah.
I'm not picky.
Some ladies like coffee, mine likes energy drinks.
I do like coffee too. It depends on the day.
Usually energy drinks when we're trooping.
Yeah, because that has more caffeine. Especially if it's a night troop.
Minimum of 200 milligrams or she's not going to function correctly.
Yes.
Like, we just, like, forget to function. She even had a pre-troop nap. So we've had our nap. Now I'm giving her caffeine. Gotta take care of your handler as well as yourself. Because they take care of you when you go down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Don't make us angry.
You can't be that good, otherwise you're not Chewbacca. You gotta be a scoundrel. You're not a total good guy, but you're not a total bad guy. You stand up for what you believe in, but you gotta make a little mischief here and there.
Just don't piss us off.
Now that it's time to load in, the most important part, because my big old 42-inch military duffel bag doesn't have wheels, is this foldable dolly that I got at Menards for $32. And it just folds right up and it's all nice and easy. And then I just put it on with a bungee cord. Because Mr. Chewbacca there, the whole costume weighs about 60 pounds. So he would be a lot to carry in. So that's how we roll into places. So finding a good way to carry your costume in is very important, whether you put him in a bag with a dolly or get him a tote with wheels.
So the majority of the time is spent just greeting the fans before the games. We usually get a really big crowd at the beginning, and then we'll get a lull for like 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get another big group. It's about constant for about an hour before the game.
And we have got a
so they're going to be going over on the field by the dugout to do the first pitch. Well, not actually do it, but the kids are going to do it.
And the whole lot gets you about over here. Former professional athlete, AJ at the dish. There's my pitches. Get them out. Come on. Here we go.
So, as promised, I wanted to show you, this is Harry, and this is what my Chewbacca head sits on. It's just a mannequin wig head that I put on a board. It has a big old bolt. And then I track every event that I've ever done on Chewie. I think he's over 60 now. So, yeah, we're taking a little mid-game break. The kids are, they're awesome. They're a little swarmy. I gotta make sure to take out some baseball cards to share. There's a couple of them that keep coming up that show a lot of affection. I like to give out those stickers that say Wookiee hug if they give me a hug and stuff. And I forgot to give them to Lindsay today with her bum arm. I didn't want to task her with too much, but since the kids are really awesome today, they have a sold-out game today, 3,000 people. So we got to go on the field a little, so that's cool. They don't often let us do that, so that's fun. It's just a lot of, when you're in costume, just gotta make sure you take breaks before you get too hot, drink lots of water. But the key is not drink too much water, otherwise you gotta use the restroom. And once I use the restroom, I'm done, because it's really sweaty and really hard to get it back on. It's kind of like getting a wet swimsuit back on. So we're just taking a quick break, and I think we have something to do in the second inning, which is always fun. Some people find Harry creepy. I found him creepier as a white mannequin, so I painted him to kind of look like Chewbacca, and he looked a little less creepy, but he's still creepy in the closet if you leave him without the head on, which I don't often. But yeah, at Lindsay's not having problems filming with her arms, so sorry for not getting too much, but you're not missing too much. It's just a lot of me meeting and greeting people, which I don't like to film people that I don't know, and Lindsay feels awkward doing that too, so. Not that we don't have to worry about it, because on the back of their tickets you get the rights to film people is in most sporting tickets things, but enough dumb political things. Or legal, not political. Alright, so we'll get back out there and have more fun, and we'll show you the baseball cards that we hand out to people. Okay, so Lindsay's not going to show you the trading cards because I forgot to tell her to show you the trading cards. So while I'm editing the video, I remembered I have to show you them. But these are several of our trading cards that we have. Then these were the ones we were handing out to the kids today. It's just the one of Lindsay and I together. It's our Rebel Legion card. It's supposed to be like your dyad in the Force card is the theme of this one. But it's got us on the front, and then it gives like our names and stuff on the back. And then these are the stickers that I give out to little ones that have fallen pretty in love with me. I also have other ones that say Wookiee hugs on them. And they're a little bit smaller, but everybody needs a little Wookiee in their life. But that's just some of the stuff that we ourselves provide as free handouts to kids. It's just fun, especially if they really interact with you and really get make your day. It's just my way of when little ones really make my day and make it all worthwhile putting on the hot costume. It's a little token for them back.
Kaden decided to walk around instead of just sitting in one spot. He doesn't like to sit still, or stand still, I should say. So we're just walking around the stadium.
Well, I don't know how much did you capture of me in costume?
Not a whole lot.
But a lot of it's just the gist of being in the costume is managing your own personal, like, body regulations, hydration, pee, and then have a lot of fun meeting and greeting everybody. Love it when kids run up to me and give me lots of hugs. The kids here loved hugs today, so I got lots of Wookiee hugs today from all the kids. It was, I think there was a baseball team here. They thought that Chewbacca was their best friend, which is exactly why I love being Chewbacca. And if you don't like hugs, don't be a Chewbacca. But I feel like most people who want to be a Chewbacca you have to be a little touchy-feely to be a Chewbacca, because a lot of people come up and they want to touch the fur. I mean, who doesn't want to touch the fur? You know you want to touch the fur. See? And ladies, if your husband's Chewbacca, you're just gonna have to let it go that that's not your husband right now. That's Chewbacca. Because a lot of the ladies get a little
fielder number 36. Joshua Mears.
Especially like anybody is above 30. That's all I'm gonna say. Usually the older, the more touchy-feely they are.
And the drunker.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we're not there anymore at the 7th or 8th inning. We've learned these valuable lessons.
You stop after the 4th-ish.
And then you don't enter the adult-only areas either. Lessons you learn through time. But although being Chewbacca is very worth all the money and effort you put into the costume and all the grooming you put into him and the care you put into like doing your makeup and everything, he's hands down my favorite costume I own. He was my 3rd costume that I've done. I have a Stormtrooper and a Captain Phasma, and I absolutely love it, and I recommend anybody who's thinking about it, do it. I am only 5'5", and I wear 19-inch stilts to be Chewbacca, so it doesn't matter your height. As long as your heart is big enough to be a Wookiee, you can be a Wookiee. So thank you for coming along on what it's like to be a Chewbacca adventure. Bye!